What is up, obscure mic people? It's Mark. I'm back. Those of you who subscribe, you probably know that it's me. You probably know that it's Mark. You probably know that I'm back. But I had a visitor a couple weeks ago, and it was Joe from Red Cabin Acoustic on YouTube. I'll link his channel in the description. Joe is one of the sweetest guys I have ever met, and he drove from Cleveland, the Cleveland area, to bring me some gear and just to hang out a little bit. And I really appreciate it, Joe. Joe brought me a mic that personifies what we're here for on this channel, and that's the Electro-Voice PL10, a vintage dynamic microphone that, as Joe describes in his video on this and other Electro-Voice mics, is the baby brother of the RE20, the PL10. Look at it. Look how cute that microphone is. That is absolutely adorable. Adorable microphone. I'm not going to give you too much insight into the, what comes with this, because it is very, very old. This was used in the radio station Joe works at for many, many years. It did come with a windscreen that fits it perfectly, so I assume the windscreen was meant for this microphone. But I am super excited to bring this obscure mic to you today because, again, this is what personifies my channel, is microphones like this. So without further ado, let's get into this microphone. It is small. It literally looks like a fun size RE20. Keep in mind, it probably doesn't sound the same way it sounded new, because this thing, I'm sure, has been used an absolute ton. I'm sure the foam needs replaced. And also, if you have any insight on how to take this microphone apart, I can't figure out how to take it apart, and I really don't want to take the label off to get to any screws that might come off of it. But if that's what I got to do, maybe that's what I got to do. I would like to refoam this thing and just make sure that it is in tip-top condition, because this mic already means a lot to me coming from Joe. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do this. He brought me all kinds of cool stuff, more of which will be featured on this channel. But this is the creme de la creme of what he brought over, and I am nothing but thankful for people like Joe. He is part of the reason that doing this channel is so rewarding to me. I love people like Joe. Good folks. That's what it's all about. Human connection. That's what she said. Let's go ahead and throw some plosives and stuff into this microphone, and I'll move on a little bit. Not a lot to talk about here because there's no bells, no switches, nothing like that. It is a dynamic microphone, and it is just that, a dynamic microphone. A really cool dynamic microphone. Let's throw some plosives into it. But first, I am running this, just so you know, for the time being, foreseeable future, into the Focusrite Vocaster 1. That's what it's running into. Let's go ahead. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. Let's throw on the provided from Joe windscreen. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. The windscreen doesn't do much. Let's go with the Tech Raccoon method here. Good channel there as well. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. Yeah, still plosives are coming through. It's fine. Let's go ahead and get right on top of the microphone so you can hear what it sounds like when you are directly on top of the PL20, which I assume is how this is meant to be used. Very close. Proximity effect sounds good. It's not boomy, not overwhelming, but it does give it that more broadcasty sound that I like. All right, let's do off-axis rejection. 90 degrees off the microphone. 180 degrees off the microphone. And then the other 90-degree angle. And then back around slowly to the front of the microphone, PL20. Let's also go ahead and throw some processing on here with the one-touch processing on the Vocaster 1. I believe I'm set to the warm mode. And this is what it sounds like when you enable that warm mode and you give it some compression, and it just comes alive. it comes alive. I like the sound of this with that mode on. I like most of the mics that I've ran through this with that mode on, but that sounds pretty good. Now we got the processing back off. Joe, thanks for sending me this, man, on foot, by way of rubber wheels. Thanks for bringing it to me. It was great to meet Joe. I hope to go up and hang out with him at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and all those cool places because, again, human connection, my brothers and sisters, human connection. Overlook the hate and bring the love. That's what it's all about. I like this microphone a lot, like quite a bit. I really want to restore it to its mint condition if possible. The windscreen really kept the top half of this looking good. The bottom half looks a little different because I imagine they were smoking big cigars, having drinks, partying. Made me think of a Weezer song. I can't stop partying. Not one of their better ones. But yeah, this microphone, if you look it up and try to find it used, expect to pay $400 or $500 for it. It is a vintage collector's item at this point. I'm just happy this one works and works well. And the tone, even if it's a little bit off, is desirable to me. This is a cool freaking microphone. Through and through. Obscure mics, that's what this is. I'm not going to BB-SAR this one because I can't be 100% sure if the tone is on point, what you're going to pay for it. It's just kind of difficult. But as far as like how I feel about the mic, it's in the upper half of the BB-SAR. It is 7, 8, 9 range all day long. Joe, again, I know I've said it a million times. Thank you. This might be one of those great travel mics for me. I hate to travel with it because it's vintage and I don't want to mess it up, but my God, you can throw this in a bag and have great sound anywhere you go, especially if you got a Vocaster with some processing you can slap on it and just broadcast, podcast, and Zoom call all day long. Freaking like this thing, man. I like it a lot. Processing back off for the last time. PL10. Go check out Red Cabin Acoustic. I mentioned Tech Raccoon as well. Check him out. Check out Dark Side of the Mic. Check out Audio Hotline. Check out Creator Village. Check out Low Do Tech. Check out Scott Paladin. There's so many great audio folks. Tom Buck. Check out Tom Buck. Another one of the best humans I've met through this whole process. Not in person, but just great people. YouTube and the creator community is full of great people. And when you find people that have that common interest, which in our case is audio, podcasting, all of that good stuff, it's just something to latch onto and forget about all the problems of the world. Find your people, find your circle, find your group, and enjoy every day you have left on this hellacious, fiery pit of hell we call Earth. Obscure Mics, PL10's out of here. Joe, he was out of here shortly after he gave it to me. Can't wait to see him again. Little picture for you here. Me and Joe. Me not looking so good, but Joe's looking stellar. Obscure Mics. See you guys next time. Peace out.